hashtag for Pakistan is supplementary and complementary, because that's what Pakistan wants to be. It wants to be a supplementary and complementary country. That's the hashtag for tonight and for Pakistan. Pakistan says it wants to be supplementary to India and complementary to India, whatever that means. In this Lahore meets London English that Shehbaz Sharif uses, he says to Vladimir Putin, I have absolutely no problem and I deeply respect your relationships with India. That's perfectly fine, he says, with an apologetic air. He says, sitting there adjusting his earpiece, he looks at Putin and he says, all that I ask of you, Vladimir Putin, all that I beg of you, I fall at your feet. Vladimir Putin, all that I want to be, we want to be also supplementary and complementary with India. He says to Putin, I also want to have good relations with you. He says, my relations with you will be supplementary to India and complementary to India. Now, who in this whole wide world, ladies and gentlemen, insults his own country like this? Where he says, basically, Pakistan's Prime Minister says, before the very powerful Vladimir Putin, he says, I don't want to have any independent equation with you. All I want to be like an earthworm, like a worm, like a diplomatic worm. I just want to be supplementary to India and complementary to India. Can you imagine a leader of any country saying to a leader of another country that I just want to be a country that has a supplementary and complementary relationship to another country? By saying so, by using this phrase, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be supplementary and complementary, ladies and gentlemen, to India, he's essentially acknowledging that he's a small country with a great deal of irrelevance. In fact, he was pleading with Putin out there. The way he behaved, he was like he's auditioning for a Pakistani movie where he wants Moscow's attention. He says that I just want to be treated somewhere like you treat India. But how can that happen, Shehbaz Sharif? How can that happen? He goes around saying to everybody, I want a special friendship package with you like you have a friendship package with India. But how can it happen? You are Pakistanis. You are Pakistan. There is no comparison between Pakistan and India. He goes further and he becomes so desperate at one point of time in this tragicomic meeting that he has had with Vladimir Putin. He says, I want to import Russian oil. Now, first of all, why would Russia sell any oil to Pakistan when it knows that in turn Pakistan will come begging for financial aid from Russia? Why would anybody help anyone? He says, I'll buy Russian oil, hoping to get more leverage. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have seen on display in this meme fest that we saw at the SCO summit in China was Pakistan being shown its place. You see, because we gave them a ceasefire, we agreed to a ceasefire, they thought they will go around equalizing themselves with India. But the behavior, the way in which Shehbaz Sharif has been treated or mistreated, he stands like a chauffeur. He stands erect like a bellman, a chauffeur, watching big leaders like Modi and Putin chat. Nobody spoke to him. He stood there like a chauffeur, ladies and gentlemen. And then Shehbaz ran towards Putin and Xi, so excited, looking for a handshake moment, desperately trying to look for some relevance on the global stage, ran towards them, desperately hoping to get some kind of a acknowledgement, even putting his hand to his chest to mark his allegiance and loyalty to China. This craven obsequiousness, this earthworm type of behavior, this silly face, this stupid grin, And then when Narendra Modi stood shoulder to shoulder with Xi and Putin, Shehbaz is in the background, he's left sulking. And finally, what has happened right now, and that's the big news, is that Pakistan was shown its place when China refused to fund its $7 billion CPEC railway project, forcing Islamabad to run, as usual, with a gigantic Pakistani begging bowl to the Asian Development Bank for help. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've seen here is Pakistan bending over backwards? I want to end with a comment on Asif Munir. Asif Munir has been reduced to a prop. For some reason, Asif Munir has stopped wearing the army uniform. He is so embarrassed and so ashamed of representing the Pakistani army that at no foreign location, even in Pakistan, he is nowadays usually dressed in civilian clothes, right? And he's been completely ignored by Xi Jinping at the SCO event, but he was reduced to a prop at the SCO summit, Asif Munir. So all this excitement that I've got a lunch date with Donald Trump has come to absolutely nothing. In the fullness of things, as things stand today, and as we are watching this, you're listening to this broadcast, remember, Pakistan has been failing a lot. Pakistan begged the UN to drop the TRF's name from the Pahalgam terror resolution, but the TRF was designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the United States of America. The Pakistani media went very excited, saying that Trump is going to visit on a historic visit to Pakistan. The White House immediately humiliated them, insulted them by saying, "Are you out of your mind? There is nothing on the schedule." And now, the way in which he pleaded to Putin, saying that all I want to be is a country that will be supplementary and complementary to India, actually reinforces the tragedy of Pakistan's existence. It has reduced itself as a country to being a sideshow to India. And even that would be an overstatement.